Y'all, I've been taking pictures of the ceiling, the floor, all kinds of stuff, and Allison came and saved me. Now she's going to show. She's here. Where's your finger, Allie? Oh, that's right. I'm doing the finger on the other side of the camera. Y'all, I'm wackadoodle. I am not in this technology world. Oh, sorry. Allie's helping me keep it straight. Y'all see my sign back there? Can you read it backwards? If you can, what's that thing say? Thank a teacher?
Love you to the moon and back.
Yeah. That became about came about around the time John passed. I know it was popular with everybody, but he and I used to say when he went to go stay with his dad, we talked about he would see the same moon that I was seeing, and every night or every day, even when he looked out into the sky and he saw the moon, he knew that I was there. And that I could see him and he could see me, and we could feel each other's hearts and love each other. And for a while, that's the way I did it. That's the way I got through some of the tough days. I would just think, well, he wouldn't be here right now anyways. He'd be at school. He wouldn't be here right now anyways. He'd be at his dad's. And I started doing that for a little while. I did that with my brother, who had just passed away 2 years before that. His name is Kevin. And God bless Michael, he gets called Kevin as much as he gets called Michael. That's my oldest son. But, you'll hear the dogs in the back. They just know somebody's on their way in. I bet you it's Sheila from next door at the apartment. But that's the way I did it. I would say, well, he's away in the Navy, or like when my husband and I separated, I said to myself, well, he would just be away hunting or fishing or shrimping or working, or all the things that he did that did not always include me. I would say that to myself. So you might have to lie to yourself a little bit, or just remember that you weren't with them all the time, but before they passed, and you don't have to explain it to yourself all over again every time. You can just do it. And I even pretended that at some point that no, he wasn't dead, and any day he was going to walk in and everybody was going to freak out because he really was alive. And I know people, that's one of the things people do as a defense, in that denial stage, is that to ourselves we say no, it didn't really happen. And I did that when they first told me. I was at work, and the person that came to tell me, bless his heart, Mark Miller, I kept saying to him, you're lying. He's lying. That's not true. I just would not believe it. And I got on the phone with Sean, his daddy, and I just said, you're a liar. You're lying. You're just not telling the truth. You're just trying to hurt me because I hurt you before. And so I got over that fairly quickly. But and he told me, I thought this was the most tremendous thing, that if I needed to hate him to heal, that would be okay, and then I could get forgiveness for hating later. That I was welcome to do that. Oh, that's my son passing in the background. That's my Michael. And then the other thing is, he apologized for stealing the last of my days with John. But what I did, though, I would pretend he was away at school, or I would pretend even that he was sitting right there beside me sometimes, or sometimes it felt like he was, his presence. And that's all a different ball game that we're talking about there. But spiritually, I know the day John got saved and asked Jesus to come into his heart, and I know the day that he got baptized. So I got great comfort from knowing those two things. So if I were you, I'd check my religious point of views and see if I'm in tune with how I would want to have done or feel if I lost that person today. Especially a child, I wish that I had taught them a certain behavior or a certain attitude, or worried about their spirituality. Contact them, ask them how they are spiritually. And one of the things I was going to talk to you about today is I was going to kind of try to figure out, I'm not going to call it a program, we're just going to figure it out as we go. I started finding all the books, or a lot of the books that I had read, the resources that I pulled in to help myself, and I'm going to bring them out a little bit if my son hadn't thrown them away yet. He's cleaning out this place. So, but I have a lot of resources as far as reading goes. And you don't have to read the whole book. Just read the key points if you want to. And pick out what hits home with you. Not everything will. But just try. And that's what made me start this video today. As I think I have ADD. I was going from one project to the other, probably about 6 different projects, and not finishing anything. And so I said to myself, actually I said it out loud, I am going to finish something today. And that's the way it is when you're mourning. You will have to tell yourself some days exactly what you are going to do and intend to do, and kind of discipline yourself at whether you want to or not. And then you can cry all the way home if you want to or need to. That's what I did. I cried going and cried coming and cried getting ready, but I made myself work. And that was the only place that I could be, that I could get lost enough, because my mind had to be busy enough and go in enough directions that, and it went fast enough that I didn't have time to think about the way I felt about John and his death and missing him and all. I would take girls' shifts at the end of the shift. You know, the shitty part at the end where you clean the bar and you don't get the tips. I would even do that to not sleep. I hated to sleep. I didn't sleep for the first year. I had the most incredible nightmares. Vivid nightmares. I even came up on John one day in my sleep, and I asked him, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "What are you doing here, Mom?" And I could smell him. I could smell his smell. And so I grabbed a hold of him in this dream or whatever it was, and I wouldn't let go. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, I was screaming out loud, "John's here, everybody! John's here! Come smell! Come smell! John's here!" So you might be, you might be a little off key every now and then, but just forgive yourself and move on and know it's normal. That's what one of my aunts told me. She's already passed now, but she had lost a son, and she said it's normal the way you feel. And, you know, who cares if it's normal, but it gave me a foundation. I just felt like I was floating out in the air in the eternity of just this awful hell. But just be kind to yourself and finish something. Start something and finish something. You'll have a good day, a good evening, and I'm sure I'll talk to you some more today. And I love you, and God bless you, and find yourself. Get yourself grounded. Love you. Bye-bye.